we're looking at the upward review of pension for 2,116 retirees under the NSITF. Why are we having this humongous review for this group of pensioners? Of course, the National Pension Commission did approve that review there under the National Social Insurance Trust Fund, increasing their total monthly pension payment from 12.56 million naira to 159.95 million naira. Let's get some perspective on this and get some understanding of what this means. I'm now being joined now by Sani Mustapha, is the Senior Technical Advisor of COPEHRA. He joined me virtually from Abuja here. Good morning, Malam Mustapha.
Good morning, Mr. Yusuf Akogu.
It's a pleasure having you. Give us an understanding why we're having this humongous increment from 12.5 million naira to 159 million naira. That is about 1,173% increase. What does it mean? Is it like a backlog?
Well, this thing you are reading about is showing the shortcoming of the pension arrangement, unionism, and government bureaucracy in Nigeria. All these people have failed these about 2,000 retirees. The law is there for their increment over time, but somehow they fell into a gap. Now, the Nigeria Social Insurance Trust Fund Act was removed from, was changed actually from the government laws, and the pension reform came in. Now, the pension reform just said that the retirees under the Nigeria Social Insurance Trust Fund should go to the PFA that NSITF should float, which is trust fund. And that is where they were sent. They put them under an officer, and they are completely forgotten. Even though, to the credit of PENCOM management, even the contributory pension retirees were forgotten. All increases from 2017, 2007 was done only for the defined benefit. So these retirees are supposed to have benefited from all those increases because they are really pensioners. But somehow, since they are under the protection of the contributory pension management, they were forgotten. And Union, Nigerian Union on Pensioners, Nigerian Labour Congress, should have a research arm that checked what is happening with pensioners, you know, who are members of their union, and also other people. They should have. But somehow, all these 2,000 retirees under NSITF were completely forgotten until this management of PENCOM realized, or I don't know what happened, whether somebody in trust fund realized that these people are still earning 2004 pension. Now look at all these years they have been. So after they did the increase, they now see that these people, they were there before contributory pension. So they did their calculation, and there is the money, because thankfully, contributory pension, you see, that is why it is always better than the defined benefit. Because when they realize that these people, their money need to be added, money is there because it is being saved and it is being invested. If it were the other defined benefit, do you know that you just put it on paper that, yes, these people are supposed to earn this thing, and in the next 10 years, they may not have the money in their budget. That is the beauty of contributory pension. When you realize you need more money, you check, there is money there.
Indeed.
So really, these people, they were cheated seriously by all the people that they depend on to manage their affairs. But thankfully, the new regime in PENCOM have done the needful. The people, the retirees, some of them may be even 80, 90 years. But what can they do? They will now take the money and enjoy as best as they can before they die.
Indeed, this is more like a very good one there for this group of people, like you rightly explained. A lot of people didn't understand what this actually means. Some people feel maybe more like an increment for a particular set of people, but the explanation, you've given clarity to some of the doubts and concerns that we have seen in the last few days. But let's also talk about those who were responsible for these anomalies. What kind of, I mean, is there any penalty for those who were responsible for these issues that we are having?
Well, knowing Nigeria, there may not be any penalty. But if it's in other climes, definitely somebody will be called to answer. Even if he's in retirement, at least for record, he should come and answer why he left these old people to suffer having very, peanuts as pension, while there is a law that said every 5 years, their pension should be increased. And if there is any increase in the minimum wage, their own should reflect up to 80%. It's in the Nigeria Social Insurance Trust Fund Act, So really, some people dropped the ball. And it is left for our National Assembly or whoever is, at least not even to punish, but to bring it on record so that people can read in the next 10, 30 years to know what happened and then guard against. Because I can tell you, this kind of thing may be there happening. Our union, Nigeria Labour Congress, Trade Union Congress, Nigeria Union of Pensioners, should not just be reactive. They should have research and documentation arm, where all these things are studied. All, the leaders of this union should be given update on what is happening here, what is happening here. If we have such, they would have seen this red flag that about 2,000 of retirees are suffering for more than 21 years. You can imagine that one of them have diabetes, and the money for diabetes has been increasing for the last 21 years. He is supposed to have his pension increased, but somebody decided that no, he is a nobody, and nobody decided to add to his pension.
Indeed, indeed. A good one. Malam, if you look at the increment, the 2,116 NSITF retirees got 8.7 billion naira in pension arrears. It means their pension was increased from 18,000 naira a month to a whopping 260,000 naira. For other pensioners who are earning within this range, what do you think will be their agitation?
Well, they should look at it. If they think they deserve more, they should bring out the law. They should bring out, because everything now is set out in law. Like the increase by 5 years is under Section 173(3) of Nigerian Constitution, and also any increase on the minimum wage, the pensioner should also have an increase. So all these things are stated in laws. So if anybody feels that he should earn more, he should arm himself, go to a lawyer or go to his union, then they make case. I appreciate the fact that this government listened to arguments that are based in law. That is why the president approved that 758 billion. You can imagine. It's unheard of over the years. But once the case has been made and they have seen it, they approve it. And sincerely, people in the contributory pension are very happy.
Indeed. If you look at it, the NSITF has been on board since 1993, managing fund for National Provident Fund at the time where they were operating under National Provident Fund, I beg your pardon, managing pension for private sector employees prior to the establishment of CPS in 2004 Pension Act. Looking at that act, that was established in 2004 and where we are right now, do you think we have made progress from 1993 up until 2004? Do you think there should be some form of amendment to the act?
You see, what happened is the NSITF Act was amended. They gave them new job, the Employee Compensation Act. And they forgot about the other contributory part. And that is how that particular section was removed and transferred to trust fund. And that's where it ended. But with hindsight, knowing what is happening in other parts of the world, that scheme should have been left. It should have continued so that we should go along with the World Bank 3 or 4 tier of pension. You know, people can still do that NSITF and they collect pension and do the contributory pension and collect pension there. That is why people, you know, in Nigeria are always feeling that the money is not enough. Because like in England, you have about 4 tiers of pension. There is insurance, there is state pension, there is also contributory pension. So something like that should have been left. But you know, the government then decided that, no, let us scatter this one so that this new one will be appreciated and taken easily. That is what usually happens. If you remember, there was a time we have toll gates. The government decided that they wanted to do some increase, if I remember very well. They destroyed all the toll gates. But later on, they now find out that there should have been no need to stop those toll gates. Because if you continue with the toll gate, probably money will accrue to government, and those particular roads where that money is collected should have been used to repair them.
Indeed.
So, you know, government, they come and go, but they make decisions which the NSITF, with hindsight, should have been left to continue as it is. While you do your contributory pension, also, it's an added layer of protection, social protection for Nigerians.
Indeed. Let's look at Pension Reform Act of 2014, Section 39.3. If you want to read it together with Section 173 of the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, you just mentioned that now. It mandates periodic pension review of at least every 5 years in line with federal civil service salary reviews. Do you think we have been complying with that?
We have not been complying, I can assure you. We have not been complying. What we do is we do it in hindsight. And this is where our unions are also sleeping. Because a year to the review, they should go out. They should take letters to National Assembly that next year's budget, make sure you put this review, because it is there in the Constitution. But you find out that our union, they are looking other places while the retirees suffer. They don't do it. It is on record that it will be after 5 years. Sometimes it will reach 10 years before they can now come and say, okay, let's pay arrears. That's what usually happens.
Indeed. Let's look at the NSITF as well. The benefit seems to be more better than the CPS. If you look at the time, the NSITF benefit payment policy provides that the minimum retirement pension should not be less than 80% of the prevailing national minimum wage. What do you have to say to that?
Yes. Well, that is part of the old law, the NSITF law. You understand?
Do you think the
Which
review
is
has
very
helped in any
fair
way?
to say that. But if you look at it, that time they made that law, what is the minimum wage? It's very low. You understand? It is now that minimum wage, because of inflation, it has gone up to 70,000. That time, 70,000 is a princely sum. So I believe it is a good one. No matter what you pay to Nigerian retirees, you have not lost. In fact, you helped your country, you helped your economy. The more people in Nigeria that are happy, the better for the country.
Indeed. Let's move away from NSITF now. Look at the personal pension plan, which will be launched today, and of course, some companies will also be accredited by PENCOM. Talk to us about what do you think is going to be the benefit of this new development for the pension industry?
The benefit will be so much that it is now that we have started the contributory pension journey. You look at what the PENCOM and operators were able to gather. This is just addressing about 10% of Nigerian workforce. The other 80–90% are still not covered by the contributory pension scheme. Now, if the management of PENCOM can be able to win this one, I can assure you Nigerians will be happy, Nigerian economy will be happy, and Nigerian leaders will be very happy. Because one, the people that we are addressing this personal pension plan are the people outside the financial inclusion. They are not covered by any pension arrangement. They go through life not keeping something by the wayside, so that when they retire and get old, they have something to be dipping their hands into. So now, what we are doing is to address this set of people who are the majority of Nigerian workers. And if we can key in even 50% of them, you will see that the contributory pension scheme would have worked wonders for Nigerians. Now, the company that is being registered is Awaba. That they are a pension, they are payment service solution providers. They have been working on the old micro pension, trying to be intermediaries between the people registering and the pension fund administrators. Because where these people are located, they may not have formal banking services at their doorstep. And if it means for them to drop what they are doing and go to bank and do all these transactions, or go to PFA and do all these transactions, it may not be easy. Because these are people that will come in the morning and start looking for money up to evening. So this Awaba is a payment solution provider that allows them to pay seamlessly and even send schedule. So it is a very good thing that the National Pension Commission is doing. It's a paradigm shift.
Indeed, it's a paradigm shift. Do you think this will in any way propel informal sector to key into this new development?
Well, we are going into the market now. I believe that all preparations have been made. Changes have been made to allow scalability, to allow easy access, and also bringing in these intermediaries has changed the game. You understand? And definitely, people will key in. Now, what will be the result? We will see. But all what I have seen and read is that Nigerians are going to be happy. Anybody that participates in this PPP, he will be very happy with what he did. And the fact that now doctors, lawyers, and many other spectrum of the societies are going to key in. There are provisions even for opening accounts for your babies. And sincerely, it's a way of keeping money that tax will not touch. It's a very good thing.
Indeed. Talking about keeping money that tax will not touch, I was actually coming there because the major concern of many Nigerians now is that the issue of taxation. Many of them are saying that they are paying taxes they never bargained for. And now you're telling them again to start keeping their money where probably they may be taxed, but you have just alluded to the fact that their money will not be taxed. But talk to us about how to, to give them that confidence that at the end of the day, they will contribute this money, especially for those who are afraid of being taxed.
I can assure Nigerians that any money you put into this PPP account, the taxman will look at it and wring his hand that that money has escaped. Except when you want to try and maybe take it immediately and do something, then the taxman may have a look at it. But once you leave it for where they told you that you should keep it for so period, taxman will not touch it.
Indeed, taxman will not touch it. That is more like a reassuring there. More like a reassuring there, and we hope that this personal pension plan will become a success. We see the drive of PENCOM to ensure that all Nigerians are not left out. Thank you so much, Sani Mustapha, Senior Technical Advisor at COPEHRA. COPEHRA is a contributed pension and happy retirement advocacy. Thank you so much for your time and your contribution on Business Daily today. We appreciate it.
Thank you very much, Mr. Yusuf Akogu.